Okay, the third lesson is going to involve summations. So summations are a sequence, but you just keep adding the next term. So this is a capital sigma. It's actually a capital sigma, capital. Lowercase is this symbol. Not that it matters, but okay, so what you do is this. N goes from 1 to 4. So plug in 1, that's 3. Now this means sum. Plug in 2, 3 times 2 is 6. Now take n, plug in 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And then take n and plug in 4. That's where you stop. 3 times 4 is 12. So 12 plus 6 plus 9 plus 3 is 30. When you get to be more advanced, if you see a pi symbol from n equals 1 to 4 of 3 to the n, that means you multiply all of them instead of add, but not today. Let's look at this. J is 2. So 2 plus 3 is 5 squared is 25. Plus, now do 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 squared is 36. Now we got to do 4. 4 plus 3 is 7 squared is 49. Now we got to do 5. 5 and 3 is 8 squared is 64. So 64, 49, 36, and 25 is 174. Okay, so with this one, what you're going to do is I would do this first, and then at the end, times it by 2. So 1 squared is 1, plus 2 is 3. Now I got to plug in 2 squared is 4, 5, 6. Plug in 3 squared is 9, 10, 11. Plug in 4 squared is 16, 17, 18, and plug in 5 is 25, 26, 27. So 3 plus 6 plus 11 plus 18 plus 27 is 65 times 2 is 130. All right, now, see, what I could have done here is you can actually, like, you could have taken the 3 out and did 1 to n, or sorry, 1 to 4n. So I could have done this first. That's 1 plus plug in 2, 3 plus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then times that by 3, and we get 30. So you can actually pull a constant out of a summation. So with this one, it's oscillating. Now what I mean by oscillating is this. Plug in 1. Negative 1 to the 1 is negative 1. Plug in 2. Negative 1 squared is 1. Plug in 3. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Plug in 4, I get 1. Plug in 5, I get negative 1. So gone, gone, I just get negative 1. All right, let's see where my calculator is. That's upstairs. I'll get it in a minute. All right, so sine. So we have sine of, okay, 0 pi. Sine of 0 is 0, plus sine of k is 1. So 1 pi, sine of pi is also 0. And then sine of 2 pi, so that's really sine of 360 if you want to do that. That's also 0, and that's also 0, so we get 0. So with this one, why don't you guys try that? I gotta get my calculator. I'm almost done, buddy. I'll be right up. All right, so cosine of 0 over 2 is 0. Cosine of, well, 1 pi over 2 plus cosine of 2 pi over 2, which is pi, plus cosine of 3 pi over 2. So that's 1 plus cosine of 90 is 0, cosine of pi is -1, and then cosine of 270 is 0. So that's 0, and then you got to do 3 times that, which is still 0. Okay, let's say I wanted to do this summation in the calculator. Alpha window, go to summation. If you have an old operating system, it won't work. So you hit enter. So I'm going to put, actually, I should do 2 alpha window summation in x from 1 to 5, x squared plus 2, get 130. Actually, I think I screwed this one up. I think I have to do, that's not in parentheses, so actually I messed this whole thing up. 2 sum of k squared from 1 to 5, n plus 2. All right, so we got to do this one first. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25. All right, so actually I can just do this. Look at that, 112, which you would get by adding that times it by 2 and then adding 2. Okay, number 7, express this using sigma notation. All right, this is pretty hard. I wouldn't expect the exam to make you come up with these formulas. I would expect the exam to do this. See, they would show you for number 8. Let's do this first. This is the series. Which one of these is going to equal this series? So you just kind of got to plug it in. So 1. See, this one's going to be 3 to the 1 plus 3 squared plus 3 cubed. And that's not that. So this one is 3 times 2 to the 1 plus 3 times 2 to the 2. So that's 6. That's 4 times 3, which is 12. Nope, that's not it. Actually, wait a minute. This starts at 0. So that's this. So 2 to the 0 is 1, so 3 times that. And then, all right, I gotta plug in 1 now, so 3 times 2 is 6, plus 3, 2 to the 2. That's 4 times 3 is 12. But the 4th term, let's see if this works out right. 2 to the 4 times 3 is 19. All right, so 2 to the 4 times 3 is 19. See, this is not going to work. Maybe I'll do the next term. After 2 is 3. 2 to the 3 is 8 times, oh, wait. 2 to the 4 times 3 is 48. I'm sorry. Yeah, this goes to 48, so this one is correct. This one. So if you go back here, here's what this is going to be. So we're obviously squaring numbers, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 3 squared, and it goes up to 10 squared. So let's square it. And then you say k equals. This one's tricky, but it's going to be minus 6 plus 3 times k, and it goes from 0 to 7. So if I plug in 0, I get negative 6 plus 0, which is negative 6. If I plug in 1, that's negative 6 plus 3, negative 3. If I plug in 2, so forth and so on. If I plug in 7, that's negative 6 plus 3 times 7, which is 15. This one turns out to be 5 to the k, but I need to start at minus 2. I'm going to go up to 4, because 5 to the minus 2 is 1/25, 5 to the minus 1 is 1/5, and 5 to the 4th is 6/25. This is going to end up being k to the 4 from 1 to 9, and this is going to be 2k from 1 to 500. So 2 times 1 is 1, then 2, 2 times 2 is 4, then 2 times 500 is 1,000. Done.